OnlyFans, the British success story that's gone viral.
We've had like one guy spend like $120,000 on one girl.
That's insane. How old are you now?
I'm 24. Lifestyle inflation.
Would you live here?
I think I will live here, like in this exact house. Like I'm a delusional optimist.
Dylan Beese is the founder of the biggest OnlyFans agency in the world, making over $12 million a year.
We've got like 200 models, 4 chatters per account. They do 12-hour shifts. Is AI voice notes, so we clone all our models' voices.
This is brilliant.
Literally send an AI voice note and be like, oh no babe, like this is me, like can't you tell, blah 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 blah. And so it's like one of the most like interesting things is we do this thing called drip sets. What a drip set is you get.
Pause, Dylan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jesus. Yo, the cameras are still on.
Dylan Beese, founder of Melisum. Welcome to the Load Shed podcast, Dylan.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for having us here. This is spectacular. I've never seen a villa quite like this in my life.
This place is pretty insane.
Yeah.
This is outstanding.
It's motivating.
yeah.
Is what it is.
Yes.
What do you pay for a place like this per night?
This place was $20,000 a night,
USDs.
USD.
What's the conversion? What's the conversion? 20,000. What is it?
I think it was like
times
300,000 rand or something, 200 something thousand.
That's a price of a Polo Vivo. That's a vehicle per night.
What was your thoughts though when you guys saw the price? You're like, oh, this sounds expensive.
I mean, it is expensive. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Like it was like, okay, yeah, this is expensive. But then it's also like, I don't know. Like I'm a delusional optimist. So like I genuinely believe I could own this place one day. And so it's like I need to get on that like frequency. And so if I can get on that frequency, experience it, live it, see it, then it's only a matter of time before like it actually happens.
Makes sense.
That's like something Steve Harvey said. He said
Yeah.
like once he started flying business, he never went back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Exactly.
he just kept like trying to chase
Yeah.
the money to get the ticket.
Yeah.
Similar concept.
It's so hard to go back. Like once you experience something like this, it's like holy shit. Like
Yeah.
it just resets you, remotivates you.
Yeah.
Which is why when I'm here, like I'm not trying to do like too much work. Like I want to like actually take it in, because I think that the most difficult thing for entrepreneurs is being present, right? So like when I'm here, I want to try and be present. I want to try and live in the moment, and then like you can always work. Like my 80-year-old self is not looking at me here like, oh, I wish you did more work, right? So it's like I'm just trying to experience, and then one day.
Let's talk about work. So how would you explain your job?
How would I explain my job? That's a good question.
To your mom. How would you explain it to your mom?
I would explain it to my mum that I am a talent manager and
Yeah.
I manage models or influencers depending on the person. That's how I'd explain it. Manage, help models grow on social media. That's the
Yeah.
easiest way to explain it.
And how did it start?
It started, what I actually do is I manage OnlyFans models. Like that's,
Let's just clear the air.
Yeah.
All right?
OnlyFans.
It's OnlyFans. That's the social media page.
So yeah, I managed OnlyFans models. How I got into it was I was always trying different business models. Like I was always like a hustler, like even in school, like always trying stuff. Like wherever I've done, I've always been all in. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like if I do that one thing, I'm like, I need to be the best at that. Throughout school, it was more just like I was an athlete. So I ran track. I was pretty good. And I was like, right, I'm going to be Olympic champion. That's where it was. Got some injuries, bad injuries. And then I was kind of lost at that point because I was like, shit, what do I do? Like, this was like my entire life. Like, I learned sacrifice and discipline by being an athlete. And I was like, what do I do? Like, I'm like now in this place where I can't pursue this anymore. And then I went to college and I was like, the only thing I know is sports. So I'm just going to go and be a physiotherapist. So I went to college to be a physiotherapist. First year in was like, holy shit, this is the most boring shit ever. Like, this cannot be my life. Then I was like, right, that's when I then stumbled upon this YouTube video one day as I was doom scrolling. It was like an Alex Becker video. I don't know if you know who Alex Becker is. And he was like, you can make money online selling this wolf mug, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh shit, that's interesting. He's like, you can buy it from China for $2 and sell it for $20. I was like, that's fucking smart. So I was like, that's sick. So then I was like all in on drop shipping. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I did that for 2.5 years, never really succeeded with it, but I was learning skills, which was good. So it was like COVID time and a girl that I knew, like somewhat local, blew up on TikTok, like 2.4 million followers, blew up in like sort of like skit/gym niche kind of like, kind of page.
Fit and fit.
Yeah, so I was like, I approached her. I was like, look, I'll build a brand around you. This is the product I specifically want to push. And at the time, it was like these TikTok booty leggings. And so I was like, right, we'll do this. I sent her the product.
Does she have the right facilities?
Yeah,
for
exactly.
that?
She had the right facilities.
I see,
Exactly.
I hear you.
So we sent her the leggings. I built the brand around her. I was like, look, I'll deal with all the fulfillment, all the orders, etc. You just literally make the video. And I was helping her with the creative stuff like that. So we came up with a creative. And pretty much the creative was she would like wear the leggings and walk into the living room with her parents that day. And like her dad was obviously there. And she turned around. She's like, okay, Dad, I'm going to the gym. And her dad was like, whoa, like,
wait a minute.
so then her boyfriend also gets up and like, he's like, oh, hi, babe, like hugs her. And as he hugs her, he wraps his jacket around her bum and sends her off. And her dad's like, yeah, respect. So it went super viral.
That's
like
clever.
crazy viral, like 20 million views in the first 24 hours. Will Star reposted it. And this was like my first time doing this sort of stuff. And it was a 50-50 partnership. So wherever this store made, like I was making 50%. And it did like 70 something, like $72,000, I think, in the first 24 hours. And I'd never had money before that. Like I was broke, like maybe $2,000 is the most I'd seen in my bank. So that happened. I was like, holy shit, I didn't expect this. What the fuck do I do now? I've got all these orders. I have no idea how to fulfill. And then Shopify, like it was the first time doing it. All that money came in. It's such like a fast influx. I'd never made money before. So Shopify put it on hold. That was a nightmare to deal with because now I couldn't fulfill the orders. And it was just this whole like mess. That business kind of failed. And I was like, I tried with a couple other influencers. It never quite hit as well. And then that same girl, maybe, I don't know, like 6 months, a year later, started doing OnlyFans. And then I was already helping her with the content from the store. And she was like, you know, you helped me with this viral content. Like OnlyFans is kind of similar. Can you also help me? So I was like, cool. So we did the same thing, sort of 50-50 split on OnlyFans. I was doing all the content for her, helping her with that side. I was also helping her with the OnlyFans stuff, but I didn't realize that at the time. I thought it was just going to be like helping her with social media.
Pause, Dylan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The same girl, right?
Yeah.
You're now helping her with OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Surely there's a level now where you now, because OnlyFans is, you know, it's quite explicit.
Yeah.
So now how do you help your friend who was
Because she was getting her bum wrapped
by
initially.
the boyfriend? And
Yeah.
So just explain that dynamic.
She still had a boyfriend, but it was like, I was just specifically designing the social media content first, like the organic, like non-sexual content on social media to blow up, to send traffic to OnlyFans.
Okay.
So like that was what I was doing. And then I didn't realize at the time that there was a whole like back end of OnlyFans. Like I thought all the money came from subscriptions, and I soon realized like, holy shit, like all the money comes from chatting, which is like the back end. Like the people sub on the front end, and then they make all the money on the back end through chatting to the fans, right? So I was like, okay, I don't necessarily want to be chatting to guys all day. So I brought my friend in. I was like, you can do this. Like, this is good for you, I feel like. Like, come do
What were
this.
some of the wildest messages you've gotten, though? Like,
God.
surely there's some cringe ones.
Oh, there's crazy messages. Like, there's guys that are into, like, femdom, which is, like, or findom, sorry, which is, like, financial domination. So, like, they'll literally, like, come on the page to just get rinsed. Like, you can literally tell them, like, send me $600 now, you, like, and then wherever you want to like slay them, and they'll be like, yes, mommy, like blah blah blah, and just send $600, and it's like it's pretty insane.
It's like so you get all your types of dominatrix.
Yeah,
What is it called?
Yeah.
That stuff.
dominatrix, yeah.
So there's one that is financial.
Yeah, financial, yeah.
I need a financial
No
one.
way.
Yeah.
I need someone to be like, I'm gonna send you $600.
Oh, it's insane.
No
I mean,
ways.
we've had like one guy spend like $120,000 in like 9 months on one girl. And he like lives with his mom in his mom's basement. Like no joke. Got my friend in, he was chatting to these guys and he was making money, and I was like, oh shit, like this is insane. I was just giving him like 20% commission of all the money he made. And so then we was like, okay, there's actually something new. I ended up scaling that one girl from like pretty much zero to like $230,000 a month. And I was making 50%. What? So it was crazy money because she had the audience, she had the look. So it was just like, it was kind of easy. Then I ended up working with her friend. Her friend was technically like my second client. But at this point, I didn't necessarily like think I had a business as such. Like it was just more just like I was helping this girl and making money. I was more just like helping her with social media, managing her, speaking to her, so on and so forth. Then I started managing her friend. I couldn't quite replicate the same success with her friend. And that's when I realized, okay, there's definitely more to it. Like maybe her friend wasn't as like good looking, didn't have the audience. But I managed to get her friend to like $30K a month, which was still good.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't replicate the same success as the other girl. Then, like, long story short, they ended up leaving me because she'd like made her back and she was like, I don't want to be on OnlyFans anymore. Like, I'm done. So she left, and then overnight, like, I'm back to like $30K a month with the other girl that's still doing it, but I'm making now like $15K a month. Lifestyle inflation, all these other things. I'm cooked. At this point.
Because you overcommitted, surely. You were doing stuff.
I didn't understand risk exposure, that she was like 100% risk exposure for me pretty much. If she left, my business is done. But I'd obviously learned a lot. And then I was like, right, okay, there's actually something you like. There's a business you like. I never got into the business of like, oh, I bought a course and figured out like, how to do OnlyFans. Blah, blah. It was just like naturally happened. And so then I was like, right, now I need to actually figure out how to get other clients. I got this girl as a case study. Let me like go and just cold outreach a bunch of other girls that are already doing OnlyFans or influencers that might want to do it, and then start to work with them. And then it just went from there. And now we've got like 200 models. And we do like over $1 million a month, which is pretty crazy.
So you're a millionaire in dollars.
Yeah.
That's insane. How old are you now?
I'm 24.
Wow. What do I even say? You want to talk us more through like where it all started and like what shitty jobs you've worked before this?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm sure there's a few.
Yeah. So I grew up in a small town valley in Wales. I technically grew up in a place called Tredegar, but I moved to Abervale when I was pretty young. This is a very small town mindset. It's sort of like crabs in a bucket kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And my parents, like growing up, was not like well off. Like we lived in a shitty like flat, like rats, like everything. Like it was not a good environment. I didn't realize as a kid, obviously.
Sure.
Like I was just like, this is what it is.
As
like
a kid, you don't really
humans are pretty
realize.
adaptable. So yeah, I grew up like my mom didn't work. Like my dad at the time was like a breadwinner. I never had a close relationship with my dad because he was always like working, and I could never really have a conversation with him. So I grew up being really close to my mom. Like me and my mom were like best friends. Then like just growing up, like obviously, I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it, but I always felt, and it might sound like egotistical, but I always felt like different from everyone else. Like I always felt like there was something more. Like I always thought that I was like meant for more. I didn't know where it was, but I always felt like the main character, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to like be like, oh, I'm the main character, but I always had that like feeling. And so like all throughout school, I was, I guess, a pretty like popular kid in school. I had a really good school experience. After school, like, was when reality really hit for me, because now it's like, oh shit, now I got responsibilities. Like, we're not in this bubble anymore. Like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, worked shitty jobs. I worked in the gym for a while, like doing night shifts in the gym. I left the gym, and at the same time I was in college. Then I worked like a maintenance job for like 2 years to try and make money to put into my business. That was like literally 80, 90 hours a week, like digging ditches, putting in fences, like just like fucking slave labor for like £12 an hour, which was not great. Then there was this time in my life where I was like kind of like lost, because I was working that job and I was trying businesses and nothing was working, and I was like fuck, like maybe this is it for me. Like I was like started to become a victim, where I was like, maybe I just need to go and become a physiotherapist, go back to college. And then there was a moment in my life where I was like very comfortable with just being normal, and it was like the first time there was always something missing, but there was the first time where I was like, okay, this is it, like this is reality. Like I've had like my school was good, I was popular, but now like I don't really speak to my friends as much. Everything had kind of like been swept from under me. And then within like it all felt like it was almost within like such a short time span, but my father cheated on my mother, and he'd been cheating on her for like 2 years, and we found out. And so like literally it was like a crazy thing, because they were married for like 20 years. So that was like obviously heartbreaking for my mother, for me, my sister. And this was like when I was like 15. So that happened. Then
they split. Like
then they split. I didn't speak to my dad. And I think like 15 is a weird age, because now I'm like almost like the man of the house at 15, which is like, it's a bit like a lot to take on, especially when your mother doesn't work and your sister's younger. It's like, oh fuck, like this something needs to happen. So like I was working young, like trying to get money, etc. And then literally a month later after they'd split up, like my mother then got diagnosed with cancer. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, how is this my life? Like, this is crazy. And I was already at the point where I was like, bro, like, what is life? So yeah, my mother got diagnosed with cancer, and then I was like, right, this is insane. And then the very same day, I shit you not, my girlfriend of 2 years broke up with me.
Get out!
Like the same day. Like
spiraling down.
Yeah, the same fucking day that I found out my mum had cancer. Like I literally remember I was in bed. I woke up. My mum rang me and told me on the phone, like, I just come from the hospital. Like, this is what happened. I was like, what the fuck? And then a couple hours later, my girlfriend texted me like, yeah, we need to talk, blah, 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 blah.
What was the breakup for though? What was she trying to break up?
Bro, I don't even know. Like I was like heartbroken at the time. Like I think it was just like we'd been together 2 years, and it was just kind of at this point where it was like kind of mundane, I guess.
Yeah.
And so she was just like, yeah, I don't know why she decided to do it on that day, but it was just like, I think I was like, confiding in her, like, yo, my mom, like, this is what's happened. And she was just
she
like,
knew. She knew.
yeah. So like, I told her straight away. Like, as soon as my mom rang me, I told her. And then like, yeah, a couple hours later, she texted me like, we need to talk. And then, yeah, broke up with me.
She was probably like, oh, this is going to be too much.
Yeah,
baggage.
that's what I think it was. It was like, this
Yeah.
is too much. Like,
But
this is.
that's good in a way, I feel, because
Yeah.
I feel like the poison eradicates itself, sort of, because
Yeah.
somebody knows, like, she obviously wasn't going to support you or
Yeah,
your
of
family
course,
at the
of
time,
course,
and
of
it's
course.
better instead of figuring out, like, when you
Yeah.
made this big pot of money,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
she's still part of the journey.
Yeah, for sure.
Has she ever hit you up now that you've sort of blown
yeah,
up?
like,
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah. When I first
Made it.
yeah, when I bought my car.
Yeah.
that-
What car was
I
that?
bought like an i8 like when I was
Yes.
20, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was when everyone started messaging me.
Dylan, age 15 is
Yeah,
9 years ago for you.
yeah,
That's still fresh.
yeah,
It's not even a decade. bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's still fresh.
yeah.
How's your mom now?
She's fine. She's fine.
fine.
Yeah, so like that motivated me. Like that lit like a fire under me.
Yeah.
Like it was honestly the best thing that ever happened to me. Like actually the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't think I'd be you without it, because that like sparked my motivation again.
Sure.
Um,
How good of a feeling is it actually, like, I know buying stuff is amazing, but like actually taking your mom on a
yeah.
holiday like that,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
moment, I saw it on your social media. That was quite
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
moment in your life.
Yeah, so I retired my mum and took her to Mykonos for like a month.
Nice.
Spend more on the holiday than
Yeah, it
your
was
house.
yeah, we had a sick villa, like private chef, like yacht, like just tried to get her to experience everything. And that was definitely like a moment where that was probably actually one of the first times where I actually sat there and felt like, damn, I made it. I'd done other like stuff before that, and I was making money, but I never actually had that moment where it's like I made it. But that was one of those moments, like I can remember just sitting there, like looking at the sunset, like, fuck, like this is crazy. Like my 18-year-old self would be like proud, like this is insane.
Let's talk about OnlyFans.
Yes.
Right. So
The smile on his face when you start the conversation.
that's amazing. So so we're managing 200 models
Yeah.
plus,
Yeah.
right? Sell it to a South African model today. How do you identify this person?
Yeah.
And then because it's one of those things where, listen, you can make money in this thing, but
Yeah.
at the same time, there's a little bit of
Show your cheeks.
social, social barriers there.
Like the family will be upset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool. So first things first, I would never work with a creator that's not all in on OnlyFans. So like we actually right now don't work with any creators that are like, oh, I want to start OnlyFans, or we only work with creators that are currently doing OnlyFans. So like the biggest thing for me is like, whenever in the past, like we've worked with girls that want to start or, are not quite all in, it always becomes difficult, and they never end up being good clients anyway. Because if they're worried about what their family thinks, they're worried about people seeing them on social media, it's like, this is not going to work. So we would only approach creators, or creators would only approach us, and we'd only take them on if they're all in on OnlyFans. Like they've decided, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, I don't care about what anyone thinks. And like, this is it for me. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily ever try and sell it to someone. I think it's a decision that they have to come to, especially with the industry as well, because it is a big decision if you make a decision. So I would like always put it on the girls to decide, like, this is like, are you sure you want to do this? I would never like sell a girl to come in and do OnlyFans, because I think it's completely down to them.
Does physical appearance really matter as much? Because like some girls, obviously, on OnlyFans, it could be like the body or the
Yeah.
face, or you need the full package. What are you looking for?
I mean, it depends. I think the most important thing is not necessarily looks. So like the easiest way to look at it is, honestly, if you want to sit like look at if you want to rate a girl on a scale of 1 to 10, usually the 7s to 8s perform better.
Yeah.
Because like it's more realistic that the guy's like, oh, I could actually potentially get with her in real life. Like if I went out on a night out, I could maybe take her home. And sometimes even, the 4s can do it's not necessarily like
The 4s.
the 4s can do
The
well.
4s
Like,
can do
the
damage.
4s can print,
Yeah.
for sure. But then obviously, like I wouldn't necessarily say there's a specific like look that works. It really depends on the girl. Obviously, like having those assets definitely helps. Definitely helps. But also personality as well is a big one for
Yeah.
sure. Like personality is a big one, because at the end of the day, like the best creators are building like parasocial relationships with their audience, right?
Yeah.
And so like if you can do that, that's what separates you from like the guy deciding to go on like Pornhub versus coming to your OnlyFans, right? Like that's the big separator, is like the parasocial relationship that they have with the creator. Like that's why they want to see her naked or wherever they want to see her do.
What's the back end like in terms of the data on the viewers, the audience? Are all men the same? Do they peak, or do they pay more at a certain level?
Yeah, so 25 onwards tend to be more whales. So if we look at like the data from our clients, like 25-year-old guys and above tend to be the whales who spend the most amount of money. But some of the biggest subscribers are generally like younger, like 18 to 24. But it's super broad. Like the range is super broad. But like the whales are usually 25 to 40 years old and some even older. And they're the guys that come in and spend tons of money, like drop thousands of dollars.
What's the most you've seen a guy drop in a day?
So on OnlyFans, you can only do $200 tips. Like that's the max, but you can do them over and over and over again. So like we've had guys drop like $30,000 just in one day on OnlyFans. And we've even had guys like wire transfer us like 20K and stuff like that. Which is crazy.
What do they get in return for that? What is the exclusive package that could cost so
you're
much?
Gonna like
Yeah.
No, but
literally.
I'm
that's the
saying,
outcome.
so if you're dropping 2,000,
Yeah.
20,000,
Yeah.
what is she doing for you?
It's more, so the guys that spend that type of money is more like the psychology behind the chatter. So like we have chatters, right? So we treat chatters like a sales team. That's what they are. So like we've got a bunch of guys and girls that chat on behalf of the model. The model doesn't have time to chat. She doesn't want to speak to a bunch of creepy guys in her DMs. So like we have people that chat for her. So like what we do is we have 4 chatters per account if it's a busy account. And they do 12-hour shifts. So like we'll have one chatter on for 12 hours, sometimes 2 depending on how busy the account is. And then the other chatters will come in 12 hours, and then it just day on, day off, day on, day off. And they do that 24/7 chatting every single day.
So it's quick
around the
responses.
clock.
It's like chatting to someone
Exactly,
physically.
exactly. So like we are very heavily focused on like the relationship building approach. Like there's really 2 approaches. You can either take a more aggressive approach where you're just trying to like maximize every fan, but they're not going to come back, or play the more long-term game and actually build like real relationships. And in the long run, that's where you're going to make a fuck ton of money, because these guys like generally feel like that this is their internet girlfriend. They don't necessarily think they're gonna like meet her. I mean, they probably have these thoughts of like one day I could maybe
Do they
meet
ever
her.
ask like
This is a
They do, yeah, but like there's certain rules on OnlyFans, so you can't like hint at meetups and stuff like that, or you can get banned. So whenever that happens, you kind of gotta like shut them down. But yeah, I think there's definitely guys that think, oh, if I keep spending money and keep showing appreciation, there's an opportunity that I might get to meet you one day.
this is the love of my life.
and you can send images on OnlyFans.
Yeah, you can send
So I'm
images,
sure like
videos.
the pics are.
Oh yeah. It's
Mega.
endless.
But this is catfish central here.
Oh,
you've
yeah,
got 4
for sure.
you've got 4
chatters.
guys
Yeah.
or 4 girls talking to
Yeah.
One guy.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but also like the thing is, your chatters have to be like very into it. Like they need to be like phone sexing.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We
Phone
have
sexing.
so we have a good standardized process. So we have scripts and stuff that they can like, the AI is very good now, and so like you can literally just like click buttons to reply. And also something that's really powerful is AI voice notes. So we clone all our models' voices, and you literally can't tell the difference whether the model is voice noting them or not. So some guys are savvy that like, oh, is this an agency chatting on the account? And then it's so simple to just literally send an AI voice note and be like, oh no, babe, like this is me, like can't you tell, blah 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 blah. And so it's like,
That time you're thinking,
yo, I'm getting rocked
and,
here,
and,
bro.
getting rocked.
And you
$20,000.
genuinely, like, you would genuinely think it's a girl. Like you can't tell it's AI. Like you really can't.
insane.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna give you the cluck 4005.
legit.
You thinking,
Yeah.
you thinking I'm getting it.
yeah.
But
I'm
you,
getting it. Yeah, but
you
it's
really
AI.
play. It's one of those things where you're playing with my heartstrings.
Yeah.
I know you are.
Yeah.
But I don't mind.
Yeah.
That's what the man.
That's their escape. Like that's what they.
That
Because
is the
they
escape.
know.
Yeah.
Well,
Some
a
guys.
point.
So there's 2 types of subscribers. Some guys like generally believe. Like I would say the majority of the market really think it's the girl. Like they really do. And then there's like another portion of the market that just come in and want to buy the content. They're not going to spend time chatting. They just want to see what the girl has to offer, and they just want to buy just so they can see their favorite influencer get freaky, pretty much.
Sure.
But that's like definitely a smaller portion of the market, whereas a lot of the market come in and actually want to build relationships with the girls. I'd say the younger audience, like the 18 to 24, they want to come in and just like buy the content, don't necessarily want to talk. But the older guys, like they definitely want to actually build relationships.
It's a specific sort of guy as well who's doing that, right? Surely like the guys who don't get enough women or enough action.
Of course.
That are obviously, like you said, like the guy was living in a basement. So that sort of profile.
But also I would also say, Josh, it could be people who can get action but are seeking a little bit more intimacy.
Yeah, so it's very mixed. So like there's a lot of guys the guys chatting are definitely the guys that don't necessarily have like are not good with girls, have kind of maybe never had that.
Yeah.
But the guys buying content like can be literally guys like us. Like they'll just see a girl and think, holy shit, this girl's like extremely fit. Like she's so like sexy. I want to see like, oh, there's a link in her bio. Let me just get curious. Let me just little $3 sub. Oh shit, let me just buy this thing for $10. Okay. And then that's what it is.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah. But they'll never chat and they'll never like speak to the girl. They just maybe one time see something on social media, get in that mood, and then it's like, like a one-off.
What are the risks in your business here, Dylan?
I don't know what the risks are, to be honest. The risks in the business. I think the risk, I wouldn't necessarily say there's much risks in what sense?
So in the sense that, I mean, you're managing 200 plus models.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to close your business?
Yeah, like what can really, well, the only thing I'm thinking that can really mess this up is if like there's tariffs or legal things on OnlyFans.
Yeah, it would be legal stuff for sure.
Like,
it would definitely be
like
legal
how they're
stuff.
closing
Have you
TikTok
had
and
any
all that.
like legal
I mean,
issues?
when I first started, like there was that time period where like all the payment processes like dropped OnlyFans. And so everyone was like, oh shit, this is the end of OnlyFans. Like, but that got sorted pretty quickly. There's nothing really, like there was a lawsuit against chatting a while ago. People chatting on behalf of the girl, but it's like nothing happened with it because it's impossible to prove whether the girl's chatting or there's a guy chatting on her account. Like literally impossible. Especially because all the like CRMs that we use to manage our clients, they have proxies built in, so every chatter is under the same proxy in the same place. So you couldn't tell if a chatter was from the Philippines or from the UK or US.
Do some of the girls ever say, "Oh, I want to chat to this guy"?
Nah,
never.
Very rare. I mean, like girls starting out sometimes can, but it's very rare.
Have people ever dated afterwards? Like, I know you're not allowed to link or meet, but like,
not that he knows
So
of.
there's no like big I'm just saying, if I'm gonna drop a big bag on a baddie, back in my day, back in my day, like I'm not gonna wanna. Personally, I'm not going to want to just get like nudes. You know, I'm going to want to link, like, especially if I'm dropping $500,000.
Yeah, so one of the...
If I'm dropping $500,000, I want some...
I'm leaving here with some...
I'm leaving with some nyash in my bag.
There it
I'm
is.
not leaving empty.
There it is.
I think one of the most like interesting things is what we do. We do this thing called drip sets.
Drip set.
What a drip set is you get the creator, so the model that you're managing, to take a drip set. And a drip set is just like a series of photos / videos in the same outfit in the same location, and it's meant to look real, and it's meant to look as if the girl is speaking to the guy. So I'll give you an example. Let's just say the girl is going to take a nighttime drip set. She's wearing lingerie. She's in her bedroom. The first video is like, let's just say 60 seconds long, and it's just her like in the same outfit, same location. She then films another video, just like not doing anything explicit, just like very, very soft, right? Yeah. So that's like the first video in the drip set sequence. The second video might be like 1:30, and then maybe she becomes, for example, like she takes and it gets a bit more. Then the third video might be another 1:30, and this is where like maybe now she's like fully, but she's like not quite doing anything. She's still now completely naked. Fourth video, now she's like. Fifth video is then like she's right. That is pre-recorded in one thing, and then we have this thing called a drip set. So when a fan comes onto the page, we'll send a mass message to every single fan being like, what are you doing? Like, some mass message opener to get people to respond to see if they're actually available right now
I'm
to
laying
chat.
in bed right now.
Yeah, exactly. And so then when the people respond, we'll then start this drip set sequence. So the first thing will be like, hey babe, let me just go shut my door and close my curtains, and like we can get the chat in. So it seems real, it seems authentic in the moment. And then the first video gets sent, and it'll be like maybe $10. They unlock it, it's just themselves. Then they reply, oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, let me go do something for you. Wait a couple of minutes. Act like you've recorded the video, made it, then you sent the second video. They unlock that for $20. Then they're like, oh my God, it's obviously like it's escalating. Third video, boom, $40. Okay, they unlock it, boom. Now it's scare a bit more. Now they're even more. Okay, now there's a fourth video. Babe, let me go film something else for you real quick. And obviously they don't know the difference because it seems organic. It seems authentic. She's in the same outfit, same location. So they generally feel like this girl is making these videos for them in specific in that moment. Yeah. And so like, as it goes up, you price higher. And so like from one script, you can make like maybe $300 from a fan. And obviously you're mass messaging that to thousands and thousands of fans. Some fans will only go 2 videos in and stop by, and some will go do the entire script. And that's called like being scripted. So like if you've
Dylan, but now, okay, so this is a huge study you've got here on consumer behavior, literally.
Yeah.
You know what makes them tick. How did you find this out? Trial and error?
Yeah, it was just like, so we was actually, there was, it honestly just like came to me, I think. Like, so we had the first model I ever managed, one day, like we was just like on the chats, like it was literally when we first started chatting, probably within the first like 2 months of running the business, we was like, how can we like maximize these fans? Like, cause at the time there was no real such thing as agencies. Like there was not, like guys didn't even question it. And so like she was sending videos sometimes to fans, and she was doing chatting herself manually as well, because we didn't have 24/7 chat and we didn't have the whole operation. And so she would actually like do this to the fans. Like she would script them, where she would send like a video and then blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't as well thought out and as well practiced, but she would make videos organically and send them to guys. And so then I was like, how can we, like, this isn't scalable. Like she can't do this to every guy. Like it's not scalable. So how do we make this scalable? So why don't we just do the same thing, pre-record it, and then use it as like a mass message sequence to all the fans at the same time, and just have chatting on the account. So that was kind of how like we came up with the process of like drip sets and scripting people.
This is brilliant.
Once you're in that mood as well, bro.
Oh yeah,
you
don't think, bro.
Yeah, you don't think. Yeah.
No, you don't.
Once you're thinking with that other head, bro.
It's a done deal.
The brain transaction, once it's there, bro, and things are moving, you're like, shit, $20.
Yep.
$40. I'm on.
But you've got this thing of making it feel real, bro.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm fucking a random guy that I'm thinking wants to smash. I'm thinking I'm smashing this baddie, and now it's this random guy sitting in a just type.
Hey, they're laughing at you, bro. They're
laughing at you like, oh my gosh, I'm so hard. Oh, this guy's in a Starbucks chatting.
Yeah, we literally have a sales chat. So like when people get scripted and stuff, the chatters will put her in the sales chat and be like, boom, just script this up, because there's incentives and bonuses for like completing the full script.
Surely you have the Ronaldo of chatters though, like the bench chatter. Like you have your main guy. You're like, bro, you need a chat today.
I would say we have 10 chatters that are insane, but there's 2 guys in particular.
The goats.
That they crash.
What are they saying differently though?
I don't even know like how they're so good.
They're making the money.
Like we've trained them, but like they've just took it to
they just finesse.
They're
nasty.
Bro. Like they like the kings of gaslighting.
But they're probably like church boys as well. You never know.
How do these guys get paid?
They get paid. So we've pretty much all of our chatters are from the Philippines. So
cheap labor.
It depends it depends on the creator. So some, like if the creator's like got tons of traffic and is busy, it'll be different. So like on our top creators, we do like $1.50 an hour and 4% commission on messages and tips. And then on our smaller creators, it's $3 an hour or $4 an hour and 3 to 4% commission depending. So like some of these like our best chatters are making like $7-8 grand a month.
That's what Ronaldo. Yeah. When you find a big fish like spending money, or you're not like, hey bro, get big D on this one, get big D on it.
Yeah.
Then he's closing. He's closing. He's closing that time.
Are there any success stories from some of the models where you've changed their lives?
Oh yeah. There's a lot. There really is a lot. And I think like life changing differs from model to model. So like there's so many models that like we've taken from 0 to like 10 grand a month, for example, or not 0, but like a couple $100 a month to like 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month. That for some models is like life changing. They never want to make more than that. But there's other creators that we've taken from, like one of the craziest stories we've got is back in, I want to say 2023, I believe, when TikTok was like really popping, like at its peak, like before it kind of like started getting a bit shit. We had a model that we took from like $400 a month to $93,000 in 30 days.
My goodness.
Only from TikTok organic. TikTok ran from 0 to 500,000 followers. And that was like the craziest. Like,
how did she look? Explain assets now, because I want to understand.
She was actually just like skinny, she was a skinny brunette German girl, like maybe a 7 out of 10.
It's always those
you took her
sevens
from
though,
400
bruh. It's
to
always the
90.
sevens.
Yeah. She was just like, what the like this is insane. She didn't maintain it because she got so comfortable. She was like, what the like, holy shit,
I'm rich.
Like this is like this is insane. So it's like she definitely plateaued after that and was making like maybe 40K a month. But like she could have kept that momentum and like really she could have gone like crazy.
Would you date a girl that does OnlyFans though?
I wouldn't. Nah.
You wouldn't?
Nah.
You?
No.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Of course
back in
not.
the day, back
Even back in the day, I would.
Yeah,
I think I
It's
could
hard.
date. I think I could date an OnlyFans girl if she was like a non-explicit OnlyFans.
like
Chill.
you get those.
Yeah.
So there's ones who just do like toes and things.
No, we have a creator that does like just over 100 grand a month and does nothing. No, she doesn't do topless. She does nothing, like literally nothing. She has a free page, so all the subs are free. She has like hundreds of thousands of free subs on her page, and then everything comes from the messaging, and it's just making the messaging sound like slightly revealing. And
Surely like that good girl approach also sells a lot. Like
Girl Next Door is like the best. approach.
that's
Yeah.
incredible. That was my life story, bro.
Yeah.
No, not really. I just
That's
mean
like all
I
of
love
our
that movie.
all of our biggest successes, like Girl Next Door,
Yeah,
relationship
I hear
vibe,
you.
content, like
Because
that's it.
that was like the underdog story.
Yeah, of
you know what I
course,
mean?
of
That's always a
course. Yeah.
seller. And
Yeah.
that girl was amazing.
But now, Dylan, you just said if she was non-explicit, right?
Yeah.
But let's say, okay, something huge has happened in your lives, and she says, babe, we need 300,000 Rand or
Yeah.
300,000 US dollars. You can't get it, but I can. And all I need to do is show a nipple.
Just one nipple.
Hey.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
one areola. Give me one areola.
Yeah.
What I'm doing in that scenario is I'm making an AI version of it. 'Cause that's actually what we're
Now
doing
that
right now.
fucking exists, bro.
So right now we're doing.
Jeez.
This is probably even more interesting. Right now we're doing AI OnlyFans.
No.
Okay,
So-
yes,
No.
I can believe that because
Now
on
I'm fucking a
Instagram,
computer.
on Instagram, there's AI influencers now.
Yes.
So you can make an AI OnlyFans person,
Yeah.
which then means now you're cutting out the model now.
Yep.
You don't need to pay the
so
model.
I'll see if I can show you this.
Oh,
really
we have to
quickly.
see this.
But let's see.
Love, don't
'Cause I
worry.
was just
Don't
about
worry.
to-
Don't worry, love.
I was just about to ask. I can create an OnlyFans and only chat, and if I'm a top
Good
10
chatter.
a chatter,
Yeah.
then I'm
Then I'm
making
on.
the dosh. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
So like
So you
the-
can make. I could. Yeah. So you could make someone like the Sims game, basically. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. You just
Yeah.
make a character.
Yes.
Build a baddie.
But how many?
What do you
people-
call it? Build a baddie.
Dylan, how many people are doing this?
AI OnlyFans.
Yes.
Not many. Not because the software like side of it is difficult. Like it's quite complex to get like really good AI models. But right now we have one AI model on FanView, which is it's difficult to do on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But there's a platform called FanView, which is like an OnlyFans competitor, which is more AI friendly. We've got like one model. We've got 7 AI models total. One of them on there is doing $70,000 a month,
Jeez.
and we get 90% of that.
That time you're asking her, can I find the G spot?
This
She's saying, nah.
is this is.
The future.
I'm
Yeah, and it's like all we did for this model is I don't know if you know who Sophie Rain is.
no.
Sophie Rain's like a really big OnlyFans creator. She makes like 40 mil a year, and she's like 19, which is fucking insane.
thank God we don't know who she is.
we literally got Sophie. Do you know who Bracky Hill is?
No.
Two big OnlyFans girls. We was like, right, these are the two top OnlyFans girls. So when we did the prompt engineering stuff for this AI model, we said pretty much to make a hybrid of between these two girls, and that's like the AI model that we got is like the hybrid of these two girls.
This is like Jurassic Park when
yeah,
they made that
and-
dinosaur.
And she
Now you've made
yeah.
The Ronaldo of OnlyFans, bro.
And we've got one AI creator on Instagram that's like 10 out of 10, like blonde girl next door.
Yeah.
There's football players in her DMs, all thinking she's real. It's
Who's
insane.
are you allowed to tell us who's the most famous person that's like DM'd one of your
I don't know who the most famous
or
person
footballer.
Like,
who's a footballer?
I don't want to out them, but we've had like a couple like actual like football players from like Premier League teams. Like massive.
Don't out them because
Don't-
I mean,
I don't out them.
Yeah.
but wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Probably played for Man United because those boys can't score to save their lives.
Yeah.
Shame my poor
But yeah,
boys.
this is like this. So this is one of the AI models. So like you probably can't. There's a bunch of.
That's AI.
Yeah, it's AI. Completely, fully AI.
You kids are getting very, very, very clever. Yeah, you this is
That's
you
ridiculous.
you making retirement money here.
Let me see her.
Old people are retiring.
She even looks like she has a nice personality.
Yeah, she does probably. Well, the chatter does.
The youngsters,
brightness on this
are
thing?
making proper money, and you guys are creative.
Yeah.
This is insane.
What's her name?
It's all
And you
for
can
the
get like
podcast
explicit as well, like
it's all legal.
completely AI.
It's all legal what artificial intelligence is doing out there.
She prints.
This one even has a G-spot.
Sorry, she prints
She prints.
70,000 USD.
Yeah, a month.
Incredible.
Yo, bro, this is incredible.
And
oh shit, I flicked by
it's so
mistake.
it's so interesting how I need to concentrate on the podcast. It's so interesting how you've managed to evolve.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it, because my next question was going to be, how do you scale this thing? And you're like, well,
That's how we scale it.
we can make models.
Yeah, because it reduces the complexity, right? Because like traditional agency business model, the biggest issues are driving traffic to the OnlyFans, which is very model reliant in the sense like the model needs to create content. You help it with the content, send the videographers, like create the content, but like she actually has to do the work.
Yeah.
AI obviously removes that because you can just create unlimited content. But not only that, usually it's a 50-50 split traditionally. Now there's no 50-50 split. Like you get all of it because it's AI, right? And then the other thing is like one of the most difficult parts for regular agencies is signing high quality clients. But now you can just create clients because like right now, like what we're doing is, okay, what's the most lucrative market segments in general, like porn? So like, for example, like, BBW, like Asian, like South Korea, like wherever all these like,
Latinas.
wherever they are, like wherever the main categories are. And then let's just make an AI model that's like the peak of each category. So let's look at the top girls in each category and let's make like the hybrid AI version of all of them and just take over each category with an AI model. So that's what we're literally implementing right now. And so like that way it's like, we can just scale like crazy and just like, have an army of AI models.
Some would say, oh, guys, this is exploitation of pornography and stuff like that. There's addicts and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's other stuff that's like alcohol and all that other stuff that's bad for you. So
I think almost every business, there's like you could look, if you want to look at the negatives, like you could look at any business, right? So like obviously we're in Cape Town, like obviously South Africa, like the mining industry, you could look at very fucked up industry, right? If you want to look at like even like the big like clothing brands like Nike, like they doing fucking slave labor in factories, like drop shipping, like all these like businesses, there's always something that is like
Negative connotations always attached.
Casinos and so.
I
But
hear you.
the thing is like, I think people need to understand that like they don't decide. Like you can have morals and that's fine. Like I'm not like some fucking devil. This is just the opportunity I fell into, and it's like this is my skill set and this is what I'm good at. But like, I think people need to understand that if the market decides, decides what they want. And so if the demand exists, then there's always going to be someone that supplies it. So if I'm not doing OnlyFans management, there'll be someone else that's doing it that's making tons of money. So it's like, why would I make it hard on myself when, to all we know, we got one life, right? There's a 1 in 400 trillion chance of us being born. If I get to experience stuff like this where we're at now from what I do, it's like, why would I not do it? Like, it makes no sense to hold yourself back and pick the hard route because it's like morally good or whatever. Because regardless what you do, there's always some level of corruption at some point.
Sure.
So I just see it the same way as like, yeah, casinos exist. Like, you know, this the same shit.
You pick
like,
your bad.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Were you like he's basically, from everything he's told me, he's a millennial pimp.
Yeah,
That's what you are.
he's the big dog.
You're the big dog.
He's the big dog.
Back in the day, you'd be in a low top with, you know what I mean, suits.
Yeah.
Cat Williams.
Dylan, sorry.
Yeah.
Dylan's
fine,
here, we
everyone
call
calls me
Dill, sorry.
Yeah, everyone's calling
What's the South African market look like? How are our ladies?
How are our specs?
How are our ladies?
I actually like, it's not that big here from my knowledge. Like I don't have any South African models. I think I have one. I think I have
Gap
one
in the
South African
market.
model.
But are they, like, when you see South African women, right? Like, you've
yeah,
traveled a
they're-
lot.
yeah, they're insane.
What do you think of them?
Yeah, they're insane.
They're fire.
Yeah, they're
They're
insane.
there.
Yeah.
You're
They're
welcome.
there.
Yeah.
No problem, bro.
Yeah, I think I
welcome.
might have already found my wife out you type shit.
That's it, my boy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Brown Hun.
Huh?
The Brown Huns. Have
What's
they
that?
taken you? The Brown Huns, the Brown girls, the mixed
Brown
girls.
Hun. Brown Hun.
Huns, yeah. Those are those are a lot.
Yeah, they're also good. But yeah.
Well,
yeah.
do you see
a lot.
potential in South Africa in terms of OnlyFans?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But like I said, like most of the girls out here don't do it. To all the girls I've met, it's just like I'm not gonna try and convince a girl to do OnlyFans.
Well,
Like,
you
I
don't
think
need
it's their
to,
choice.
yeah.
Exactly.
But if they need management,
hey, yeah, hit me
I'm
up.
the
yeah.
manager.
How much of a cut do you take?
A 50-50 split.
50-50 split.
Yeah.
Well, technically you are changing their lives.
Yeah. We blow. Like I don't think a lot of people read. Like I'm not taking that 50% and pocketing it. There's a lot that goes. Like we have creative directors on the content side that have worked with like Mr. Beast, and like those guys are very expensive to keep down. Like that level of talent, videographers, chatters, like the entire operation. It's not a small operation. Like we have an 80-person team.
80,
yeah. That's including all the chatters. Chatters is the biggest portion of that.
Sure.
But like
And they got to get paid.
yeah, it's not cheap. Like we're not just taking 50% and just pocketing it and going buying Lamborghinis. Like that 50%, like, you know, it's not as
Goes back
lucrative
in.
as it seems, in the sense of like, oh yeah, this girl makes 200 grand a month, we make 100 grand a month. Technically, yeah, revenue wise we do, but there's obviously expense that goes into that.
Dylan, in order for a person to make $2,000 to 100 grand a month, how much content are they posting in a month?
The bare minimum, if you're just going to use Instagram as a platform, is like 3 times a day. Like bare minimum. Like
Instagram.
yes, yeah. Like Instagram Reels 3 times a day, bare minimum. Yeah.
And then that's how you go onto the people click on the profile, and then it's a gateway.
So the funnel, traditionally the funnel is like, if you're on Instagram, you post in Reels, people come across the content, think, oh, this girl's like fit wherever they want to think. They'll go to her profile, oh, she has a link in her bio, goes to the link in her bio on OnlyFans, subscribe.
And how much are you posting on OnlyFans in a month?
We just post once a day on OnlyFans, like
So-
feed posts once a day, and then
Yeah.
we bulk create all the content. And then there's also custom requests, which not every girl offers, but some girls do. So some guys will request custom things, which we charge a custom amount. So like they're like, I want this,
$200,
and
sir.
a lot more.
Yo,
But customs
wow.
like $2,000-$3,000 sometimes.
Straight.
More. Yeah.
Surely you've been moved by one of your clients, though. When I say moved, I mean you're like, yo, this girl's kinda, this is my spec.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what are the implications because of people? Because OnlyFans, it's a subscription. But then, like, I don't know, if you have celebrities on there, like the girls that are celebrities.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so what are the implications of someone screenshotting a Cardi B video picture and posting it on?
So like, yeah, that is obviously like illegal, but there's a lot of services. So like, we have a DMCA takedown service. So like, anything that gets leaked, like constantly, like right now, like every few seconds, all the creators we got, we have a DMCA removal service that's like scanning the internet. So as soon as something comes up, it gets strike taken down straight away. So like, they never have to worry about content being leaked. And also OnlyFans from their side implement like a shield to where, like, if you screenshot, you might see if you try and screenshot a WhatsApp profile picture, it doesn't actually screenshot.
Yes.
Or like if you screen record it, it's just a blank screen.
Yes.
So there's those sides, but stuff can still get leaked. And then I mean, most people don't know where leaks are. Like, for example, like the broad market is not going to go and look for like Cardi B leaks.
Yeah.
I mean, Cardi B, they might.
Yeah. Mia Khalifa as well.
Yeah. But like the broad market's like, yeah, they most of the leaks are old. They want to see like raw, authentic, like new stuff that's on the
Yeah.
OnlyFans. So it doesn't really affect it.
Like the girl next door concept, as
Exactly.
you're saying,
Yeah.
that new girl that moves into
Yeah.
the neighborhood
Yeah.
that wants to hook up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Insane. Just so you obviously know the South African exchange rate, but I mean, I'm listening to these numbers.
Yeah.
$2,000 is about what 36,000 rand here. So 36,000 rand. Okay, take 50% of that, even 18 grand a month in South Africa for a South African is a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
I mean, like I think more than half the population don't even earn
They don't even earn that.
Yeah.
So I mean, ladies, if you're listening, you can get up to 10 grand, and that's US dollars.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at
10K a month, like generally, like 10 grand a month is pretty simple. Like I wouldn't say anything's easy. Like I always say like everything we do is simple, but not easy. But 10 grand a month is very, very easy. Like on OnlyFans, it's very easy. Like,
so that's about 200K. Ladies, that's about 90K for you. Take home.
Yeah.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
On your OnlyFans, is there any like hardcore porn where there's like male, female, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it depends on the girl. Like some of our actual biggest earner doesn't do any boy girl stuff. It's all solo. But yeah, it depends on the creator. Like there's always different types, and depending on the creator, there's different approaches and different strategies.
Yeah.
If they're gonna just do topless, if they're gonna do non-explicit, if they're gonna do fully explicit, if they're gonna do like XXX, it depends on what it is. The strategy differs.
Does the guy ever gain any traction? Because like if there's a 2-player, and then somebody's watching and they're like, oh, we kind of like this guy. Does he get a page?
Yeah, of course.
Are the males?
So to collab on OnlyFans, you have to have an OnlyFans page and you have to be verified, because otherwise you can't post it. So like you can't post a random sex tape of you and a guy, because that guy has to sign that he authorizes that piece of content. So yeah, like if we do a collab post, they'll get traction for sure. But I don't manage any guys, so they just don't make as much money.
I can imagine.
And the market's like generally like the gay market. So there's a lot of guys doing OnlyFans that are not even gay, but they're getting gay shit.
money.
Are they high earners from the gay market?
I mean, I think the most...
Can you compare?
It's not nowhere near like females. Like it's a lot more difficult to get the 10, 20 grand a month as a guy for sure. Way more difficult.
He was thinking about it.
Oh my gosh.
He was thinking about
absolute
Way more
rubbish.
difficult.
That is incredible, man.
Before we wrap, I just want to ask, will there be a point in your life where you say like, I've made my money, let's call it a day with this OnlyFans thing and look at something else?
Yeah, for sure. They definitely will. Like there's definitely... I think the time will, like, I think there'll be the right time where the right like opportunity will present itself. Like I'm not trying to pivot right now because like I'm in such like good momentum. Like I've obviously got the coaching business as well, which teaches like obviously how to do what I do.
Sure.
I've obviously got the agency and then also now the AI stuff coming along as well. So like I'm in good momentum within this industry. So I don't necessarily think I'm ready to like pivot, but there'll definitely be a point where like I want to work on like a passion project of mine for sure.
Can you elaborate more on any of your passion projects?
I'm not quite sure like what it's gonna be. I just think there'll be a right time where the right thing will present itself at the right time. Like I don't know what the idea is yet. Like I've not really thought about it, but this is definitely not it for me for sure. Like this is not like my long term. Like I'm not trying to be Hugh Hefner kind of like just no.
Insane. Quick one from my side.
Yeah.
What was your expectation of South Africa before you arrived in South Africa? What was the difference?
I knew it would be good because girl that works for me, Jan, which you know, like always hyped it up to me on calls. So like I actually refrained from coming here for a while because I knew that I'd probably end up falling in love and want to move out here. And like I had just bought my house in the UK and like I was like kind of like good there. So I just like, last year I didn't really travel too much. I just locked in for the entire year. And then this year I was like, fuck it, let me just come to Cape Town. Yeah. And I was meant to come for 2 weeks. I booked a flight for 2 weeks. I canceled that flight and I was like, fuck it, I'm staying for like 2-3 months.
Crazy.
So it's, I love it here. I love it. I'm definitely going to have to get like a house or something out here for sure.
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. Well, we're glad that you've given us the opportunity and we're grateful for getting us on. And this is an amazing facility as well. Jen, thanks a lot for plugging this episode. That was amazing. Everybody else involved. That's Dylan Beese for you. What a story, and we can't wait to watch you grow even more from where you are to where you're going to be when you're 30.
Yeah.
Can only imagine.
Watch his content if you want him to grow, bro.
Yeah.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Subscribe to his OnlyFans.
That's
That's insane.
Nice, boys.
Thanks. Great chat, man.
Good
Jeez.